back. Another race week, a good race week. We are in Spa. It is raining. We want to know how these things are going to turn out, but I am so glad to be back in effect with you all. Oh my gosh, it feels good. Listen, I enjoyed the travel. Some of it, I enjoyed the last portion of it, but I'm trying to tell you, I miss being here in full effect with everything we got going on. We about to get into a qualifying. I got honey buns on deck. I got trivia questions on deck. We got money that we giving out, and we got a new VIP member that will be presented tomorrow, Sunday, during the live finale watch. What's up, Musa? What's up, Michael Dixon? What's up, Mary Beanie? First in the chat, getting ready to pop off with this qualifying. We're about to enjoy ourselves, have a good time today. Don't forget, we will have the quality kickback trivia game. Somebody's going to win a $50 or $25 Visa gift card. I woke up this morning and I said to myself, I didn't really care for what happened this morning. This morning wasn't a great morning, but then as I set out and I started to drive where I was going, and I realized somebody was having a worse morning than me, you know. Didn't necessarily have or know where they was going to get their next meal from. Didn't have a consistent place to live or sleep. And I said to that lady, I said, you know what? I'm going to buy you breakfast this morning. I'm going to get you breakfast. And I told myself, anytime I see that lady or anybody else out there that is less fortunate than I am, that does not know where their next meal is coming from, I'm going to buy them breakfast, lunch, or dinner if I see them out there. And I said, because you know what? You woke up this morning, Jay, and things weren't that great. But you know what? You get to come talk to your family for qualifying. You get to be here with the Wolf fam and watch Formula One TV. They don't have that. So you know what? We're not going to complain. We're just going to do what we can do, and we're going to take lemons and make lemonade. That's what we're doing today. That's what we're doing today. All right, so we are in Spa. It is rainy. We are trying to see what is going to happen. We are in a sprint weekend, which means not traditional format, not standard format. We are going to have free practice, which we've already done. Now we're moving into qualifying, which pretty much is not going to be great for these teams because they didn't get a lot of information off free practice because it was rainy as hell. I am going to get ready to try to pull in our information from our board that we are going to be utilizing today, and pulling and seeing what these drivers are going to do, which is going to be interesting to see how qualifying is going to work. Now, if you don't remember, during free practice, they talked about what would take place if these teams were not able to go ahead and have a full qualifying. A lot of people thought, I guess, well, not thought, but they wanted to make sure that teams did not think that what was going to happen is the free practice times would facilitate the standing grid for Sunday. That's not going to happen. What is going to happen is they will go by championship points, which I don't really think is a great thing to do. I don't think that going by the championship points is a great way to go about it because you already pretty much know who that's going to be. I think if you're looking to make things challenging, then what I would suggest, you see, we got the board up there, 18 minutes on the clock. Nothing has started yet. We got a couple of cars that have some RPMs built up. George Russell's one of them. Ocon is another. K-Mag and Hulk, the Haas team, have their RPMs building up, so they're getting those cars prepared. Until they do, we're going to continue to talk about this. I think that if you're looking to make it challenging, and it's already challenging, and you want to make it more challenging, that if you don't get to do qualifying, then you go in reverse order of the championship standings. Take the lower teams and put them at the top. Take the top teams, put them at the bottom. Let's see this grid kind of inverse and change up on track. Big Will I Am. What's up, baby? What's up, fam? That's an excellent gesture, Jay. It's a little things like that that can change someone's world. With being said, bring on the wet. That's what I'm talking about, Will. Bro, I appreciate you, brother, man. It's just, hey, a lot of times, man, things ain't necessarily gonna go your way, but things are not going a lot of people's way, and it just is what it is. You know, I got some results. I ain't exactly happy about the results I got, but like we were saying, hey, it could be worse, right? It could be worse. And so I just got to thank the powers that be that I have the ability to come and talk to a family like you all. So I really don't think sometimes you understand how much I really do appreciate y'all. So here we are. We're going to be watching trap speeds of the top three only. All right. We're going to watch the top three as far as trap speeds are concerned. We are not going to watch anything more than that because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We want to know what the top dogs are doing, and we got cars on track. Let's get this thing popping. Let's see what we're going to have happen. Let's see who's going to make it really rain, or who's going to make the pole position king, What's up, Spider R35 says, what's the point of wets if they don't want to run in them? And that's a very good question, right? Not even a question. That's a very good statement. Most of the teams don't like to run the wets. We see that they kind of go back and forth about what they're going to do when the wet conditions come. And a lot of these teams find that the wets maybe do their job a bit too well. Like they do it to the degree that it's really not great for them. They got overspray. They can't see. So that's why Formula One is also trying to develop these component parts, these shields or these baffles that are going to help control some of that overspray. But I've often always said that if that were to ever come in like a mud flap, if you want to look at it like a mud flap, you can, just to generalize it. There are some drawbacks to that as well, right? Some drawbacks to that type of device on a Formula One car that could be detrimental to the driver's pace and performance. So I think there's some things you got to look at that probably may work a bit better. And this just might be the sport of Formula One. This is just what it's going to be. It's not going to change. You're going to have to deal with it. So what Pirelli needs to do is Pirelli need to go ahead and develop a tire that performs a bit different, maybe provides a different spray pattern, maybe cuts down on some of the spray. And they need to go ahead and get into the think tank and figure out this thing. I think all of us at some point in time have criticized Pirelli about their tire development this season. I think we've seen their tire development fail the entire grid at some points in the season. Compounds haven't exactly been right. Teams don't really care for the wets and try to run the inners and are very quick to try to get on slicks, even in conditions that are very questionable. These are a lot of things that have been happening due to Pirelli. And even then now, seeing that there could be a tire bid war if that ever is going to happen. But I know some people have been asking about that. And so there's a lot of things that we need to consider that are going on in Formula One. Now, this is a big question. I'm going to poll this in the chat. I'm going to put this up in the chat as a poll because I gotta know. Let's see what you all think about that, because I think there were some sad faces, some broken hearts last weekend as far as the results from qualifying to the results in the race. Definitely didn't line up with probably what many people thought would have happened. Phoenix Black in the chat says, "What's up, fam? What's good, Jay? Hope all is well." It's been a while. I know, bro. It's been a while. I was doing some traveling, taking care of some things, and then doing some traveling, celebrating some things. And even while I was traveling, I was trying to make sure to kick it in and stay with you all. By the way, we do have a summer break coming up, right? But don't miss us. Summer break, we still will be here at the Wolfpack fam on the channel. We are going to have the Wolfpack Epic Grudge Racing series the entire time while Formula One is on their break every Sunday. Times usually will be at 11. We're still going to have F1 Minute, and we're still going to be talking about various topics through the week live here and there. Special content on F1 Minute's Instagram page and F1 Minute. Also, the shit is so damn new. I don't even recall the damn name of it. But F1 Minute Instagram will also be there, and then we'll be posting throughout social media, and as well as don't forget your Purple Sectors merch. You can buy your hats, your shirts on the site, all that good stuff. So we're gonna get ready to get into a lot of things here. And let's see. Oh, trends. Don't forget Threads. We'll also be on Threads. Phoenix Black says, just because. That's what I'm talking about. Supporting the fam, supporting the channel, always being here, always kicking in. I want to see, when are we going to have our first women on the racing, that Wolfpack Epic Grudge Racing? I am really waiting for that. I'm waiting for Sylvia Wick, Mary. I'm waiting for our women to grace the grid, because that's going to be coming up next week. We do have a race. The little one and I, the family, have a race tomorrow. I will, as soon as this live ends, I'll be going to pick up the cart, got the update, so I got to get the cart back here so I can get it prepared for this tomorrow exactly. But we still will be here for the sprint shootout. I plan to be here for the sprint shootout tomorrow as well. So we will be live Saturday as well. We'll be live Saturday, and then we'll be live Sunday for finale lap. So be here tomorrow for the sprint shootout. Now, I do wish that they would apply the mandatory tire allocation. Right now, it says that we got 15 minutes before qualifying starts. So I'm even here. We got 1.1 kilometer winds due north. Track temp is 21.7 C and air temp is 18 C. Humidity is 91%. So yes, we are still possibly in danger of having rain and a prolonged qualifying session, depending on how bad the rain and the weather get. Gasly going out to pay tribute and celebrate his friend whose life was lost, and which Gasly had a situation with the crane being on track and really was in fear and caused him some anxiety of could possibly have been injured or lost his life. So it was really cool to see him go out there. Thank you very much, Blue Diva, for sending me that. Very cool to see Gasly go out there and pay tribute and doing what he did. Gasly does do some good things. Don't mistake me. Don't mistake me talking about Gasly's performance and his Formula One career in comparison to his personal and what he does as a person. Those are two totally separate takes. Gasly as a person, I think he's a pretty cool dude. I do. I think Gasly as a person is a pretty cool dude. He's done and said some pretty cool things, and he's also done and said some things that are questionable. But overall, I think Gasly's pretty cool. When it comes to Gasly, the race car driver, he's all gas. And I don't mean on accelerator pedal fast and going up through the ranks. I mean pumping up type situation. The mechanic says cancel Spa. Hey, you know what? That is a hashtag worth putting up as a poll. I want to know how many people think we should cancel Spa, because I myself even thought about it. Like, I'm tired of coming to Spa, the rain, being rained out, people not getting to see the show they want. It's almost getting to the point where it seems like it's more trouble than it's worth. It's not like it delivers enough weather where it's just challenging. But let me ask you all. So we got our first comment converted into a poll. So let's see what you all, would you get rid of Spa? Yes or no? That is the question. And I want to know. I am, for one, kind of considering moving in that direction, right? Because like I said, it's one thing a little weather here and there where it's challenging and then it kind of does what it does. So the team, but we've literally had races, GPs canceled because of Spa weather. At some point in time, Formula One's got to say, this is bad for business. We spend our time coming to Spa giving back more money than we spend keeping the money and providing a good experience for these people. Do we really need to keep this on the calendar, or should we go to something else? Should we possibly look at going another location and just leave Spa alone? Although Spa has a section that is one of my favorite sections on a circuit. All right, I will say that. And I do like Spa. I do like the way it's shaped. I do like its ability. I do like the sections and sectors it has to offer a little bit of challenges here. I think it's a pretty good track. Now, I don't care for the weather and the fact that a lot of people I think that as a good situation that this is time for Formula One to possibly think about, maybe we move Spa. Let's find out when Spa has better weather and move it somewhere else on the calendar. Maybe that's a consideration that we could do. I also thought about that. Like, maybe it's just the wrong time. Stop putting it on the same place on the calendar. Move Belgian somewhere else on the calendar to where we could come here, race. If it's a little rain, it's not bad, but you keep sticking it here on the calendar. We keep having these problems. What do you think is going to happen? Like, what do you think? And there it is. There's our bottom five, our deadline, our red line set. The mechanic says cancel Spa and reduce sprints. So the mechanic says he wants sprints reduced and Spa canceled. Like, the mechanic is making some big changes. What's up? What's going on? Uno, Blue Diva, DG Big Blue in the chat. Anthony Carrier in the chat. Peen in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. The family is pulling up. Phoenix Black in the chat just because, showing love. Galacticus in the chat. The Chaos Druid in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. We back in full effect, fam. We back in full effect. We back. We back in the lab. We back in the lair, kicking it in, kicking the doors in. Let's have a good time. So right now, we're still waiting. And as you see right there, we got green flag, clear track, all ready to go. Time is set for 18 minutes. Our drop-off line is already set before us, and the drivers currently right there in that drop-off line are not going to stay there. It's just the way we got things right now. Blue Diva says quality delayed by 10 minutes. Yes, indeed, she is correct. Thank you, Blue Diva. Blue Diva always doing a very good job of keeping us up to date with information and changes as they come. Sylvia Wick always doing an awesome job in the chat, celebrating people that do super chats, celebrating people and pointing out things that I may miss. So yeah, Galactic is always in the chat, trying to make sure people, be on your P's and Q's. You don't want to be too, but we'll see what happens. Cancel sprints, keep Spa is where the mechanic is going. He wants to reduce sprints and cancel Spa. 56% of you, it seems like a lot of you are kind of split. You don't know if you want to cancel it or not. So let's ask this. Let's end this poll and ask this question. Maybe this is a better question that maybe more people could palate. All right. Should they move Spa in the calendar? Maybe you all will feel better with that. Maybe some of you don't want to fully lose Spa. I'm in between, but maybe you say, put it somewhere else on the calendar. Let me see what that poll does. If more of you can kind of come together on that. If we come together on a decision, it's better than being so fragmented and split apart. All right. So Logan Sargent is already not up to a good start. He's already not up to a good start. Logan Sargent's already went out in free practice, Pia doing what he can do as far as keeping things, without harm, danger, wreck, carnage. But Logan Sargent already starting the day off with a little bit rough. Hopefully his qualifying goes better than that. And we shall see. We're going to see what Mercedes is going to do, bringing more updates to the heavily updated platform that they presented before us. And Lewis Hamilton getting pole position was pretty nice. Short-lived, though. The race didn't yield the same. I think a lot of that can be attributed to not only Mercedes' strategy, but also Hamilton not being maybe a little bit more aggressive. As we already saw, that Lando was expecting him to run him a bit more wide to defend that position. And even Lando said himself, had maybe some of those things happened, he doesn't even think that they would have been on podium. Likely, at least Lewis Hamilton would have been on podium. So we're gonna see what we're gonna get today. All right, I'm gonna be watching Pia. We're gonna be watching Logan Sargent. Those are the rookies in question for me and Will. My rookie is Pia. Logan Sargent is Will's rookie. And I'm very excited to see what these teams do as far as we know what Red Bull is going to do. But don't forget, sometimes Red Bull don't perform excitingly well in adverse conditions. Rain, being pushed back further in the grid, situations like that kind of puzzle. And I would also say I think Red Bull find it more challenging to try to get their car set up on these type of weekends. The mechanic says, yes, move it. Spa is fun when it's dry, but dangerous when rainy and wet. Very good point. And Logan just finished typing up his thank you for this opportunity. Logan Sargent just said, according to mechanic, he's typed up a Dear John letter. That's what pretty much the mechanic is saying. Logan is really, really like, he's a rookie. I'm going to leave it at he's a rookie. Let's give him another opportunity next season. But Nick DeVries didn't get that opportunity. But the difference is Nick DeVries was with a team that was not going to give him that opportunity. All right. We had already pretty much said and stated that we knew Red Bull Racing don't have a long lasting tolerance for drivers that come in and don't perform well. Nick DeVries signed up for that. And unfortunately, they capped him way sooner than I would have, given that they're not the strongest. But I guess they said, hey, Yuki's bringing points. We thought you would be better than Yuki, and you've brought us nothing of the sort. So they said, hey, we're done with you. We're done with you. DG Big Blue says with the advancement in weather forecasting, they should know when a country is in a rainy season, schedule around that no weather patterns. Hey, they do schedule around the no weather patterns. He is exactly right. With all the almanacs and all the technology they have to look at this data and over time see what the average is as far as us being here. We do have a little bit of sunlight peeking through at the track, though, as I'm looking right there, checking it out. Got some sun coming up, so this qualifying session might dry up a bit more. We have a Mercedes first out to go, and that looks like George Russell going to be first out to go. Looks like he's at the pit lane exit. He might get ready to hit this track. George Russell's going to start us off. It does look like he is on inners, not on full wets. 70 Dodge, man. Alpine chopping heads. Laugh out, not Otmar. Pink slips given. Otmar thought he was safe, bro. He said, yeah, Rossi, you out of there. And Otmar gets the boot. Alpine evidently was not very happy with either of their leadership heads, and they have expressed that in the fact of ushering out the door. Rossi first, Otmar next. Who's up next? Who are they getting rid of next? That's what I want to know. Are some drivers quite possibly going to be on this shopping block? Could Gasly quite possibly be told, we will not be extending you, sir? We will be looking for other services to put in that seat. Alpine, I think Alpine feel like they've lost a lot of headway in the regulations where they were doing well before. And now they're taking a back seat and they're not happy with it. And don't forget, 24% of the team purchased and now ownership by Michael B. Jordan, McAfee, and Reynolds. Maybe some things called in by that new management team, like things got to change. We're looking to move it up. We're looking to be more of a competing team in the top at least 5. You were 4th in Constructor Championship the season before. Now you've just fallen into the trash can. And we think that these reasons are why. And people are getting out of the door. So, yeah, we do have some sun in Spa. It does look like, hopefully, it lasts, but there are some gray clouds still looming there. Once again, the wind has picked up. Was 1.1 earlier. Now it is 2.19, 1.8 more kilometers an hour due southeast. Changed. I think earlier it was north. Track temps 22.6 Celsius, 18.1 Celsius is the air temp, and humidity has picked up 1 more percent, and that could indeed be because of evaporation off the track. Some of that moisture is making its way back into the air. 1 more percent of humidity. So maybe if we see the humidity kind of fall off a bit, we might be in drier conditions. Now, if we see that keep ticking up, I mean, we're only 8 points away from 100. Then maybe we're looking at more rain coming in. So like DG Big Blue said, they need to look at their technology, look at those radars, see what we got going on. 083 says, what's up, my Wolfpack fam? Love. Peace to you, bro. Wolfpack family and love. We getting this in. Yo, car to paint, getting busted down full metal. If you want to keep up with the car build project, the other YouTube page is Harsh Times Teggy, as well as on Wolfpack Performance. You will see those, and on F1 Minute is where more of the motorsports material or social media posts will be. So yes, the car is now in paint. Now I'm trying to figure out color, mix custom colors. I had to call this one company, get in their ass, because they definitely didn't get the mix right. So working with a few different things. So once again, if you want to keep up with the car build, the Wolfpack Performance car build, you can do that as well. Also, DG Big Blue says they was let go because Oscar fiasco. Woo! That is a good point. DG Big Blue brings up a solid point. Were these guys let go because they fouled up retaining a driver that is doing very well as a rookie for McLaren? You messed up the paperwork. You messed up the business. Y'all got to go. If Oscar wasn't performing as well, maybe they would have said, you know what, it wasn't so bad. We didn't have to fight for him. He's not really, but Oscar is doing well for McLaren. He's doing good as a rookie for McLaren, almost nearly getting a podium in the last 2 races. Yeah, that could have caused some heads to roll. That could have caused some anguish in the ranks of Alpine. Definitely. That's a good call, DG Big Blue. That's a very, matter of fact, seems like we got an F1 Minute topic. I got to go ahead and write that down. I mean, we got to talk about that on F1 Minute, do we not? Do we not have to talk about the firing of Rossi, the firing of Otmar, the move of Piastri to McLaren? Do we not have to talk about that on F1 Minute? I think we do. So that is an F1 Minute worthy topic. So we're going to talk about that. So thank you very much. You know how to take these topics. I want to know what you want to talk about, and what you want to talk about is what I want to talk about, because that platform is for you to say what you got to say. So we're going to talk about Alpine firing and McLaren hiring Oscar. So yeah, good one. Good topic right there. Now we just need 3 more topics and we in the game. We are in the game. All right, here we go. I see somebody getting ready to let these cars out. Track clear, as you see right there. Timbo wind up just slightly bit more, 2.2. Southeast still. Track temp 23.9. Air temp 18.4. Humidity still at 91%. We don't have much more to go before we hit the ceiling of 100 there. And we're going to be looked to see what this sun is going to do, what these clouds are going to do, who's going to win that battle. And hopefully the sun wins, because I would like a good qualifying. Remember, if we get a bunch of red flags, it's a prolonged qualifying with not a lot of action as it is. So definitely want to see what's going to happen with that. Also, if we look at the classifications for free practice, definitely nothing really to write home about. Definitely not something that you could take for full face value given what happened at free practice. But Sainz at the top of the charts right there. McLaren right just below that. Ferrari and Leclerc sitting there. We know Ferrari's having a bit of a situation between themselves, the drivers, and maybe even management. Is it possible we're going to see more changes at Ferrari after this season? Perez right there in fifth. Max didn't go out too much at all. I don't think he's concerned about much. Also taking a grid place penalty for, I believe, a gearbox, so at least 5 grid place penalties there. Nothing to be concerned about there. Tsunoda and Ricardo, we're going to be keeping an eye on them this qualifying session. We want to know if Yuki's going to kind of make a bounce back, or is Ricardo going to continue to perform as he should, right? Because we're not giving Ricardo any extra kudos for doing something that he should be able to do. We're concerned about, is he not doing something that he should be able to do, which is he should definitely be able to outperform Yuki and bring home some points. If Ricardo doesn't bring home more points than Yuki by the end of the season, I'm not even giving him, oh, the clock has started. We are ready to go. Cars are moving on track, and this qualifying just got real. Get your honey buns ready. Get your calculators, get your internet, get your cheat notes. Kickback quali will be happening. Get all of that ready. It is kickback quali time. Let's go. Galacticus, Aston Martin has fell off. What happened to all the speed? Very good. Another good situation right there. Another good situation. Matter of fact, 75% of you all said that you are in favor of moving. 76% of you all said you are in favor of moving Spa elsewhere on the calendar. I do agree with that. So right now, we want to know, are these McLarens going to keep their pace going as we enter into a very vast and large break? People are interested. Is Lando going to go out into the break with 3 back-to-back podiums? That would be awesome for McLaren. Can Albon get some more points for Williams? That would be awesome for McLaren, okay? Can Aston Martin make podium? Alonso said the last time when he was 5th, 2 spots off podium, he said this was the last time he was going to be off podium. Since then, Alonso has done nothing but get further and further away from podium. The following race, he was 7th. This past race, he was 9th. So what are we going to see this time? 11th? If he falls out of the top 10 points, whew, I think that's going to be a topic we're going to have to add on F1 Minute for sure. I think that's a topic we got to add on there anyway. We got to go ahead and ask Aston's fall. Alonso, false promises. There we go. 2 more topics and we good for F1 Minute. Mondays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unless I say otherwise, we might move that time up, as I see some people make it a bit more time up. DG Big Blue said Aston Martin speed was a fluke, and it shows with the McLaren speed. Damn, DG Big Blue is coming heavy in the chat. Coming heavy in the chat. Oh my gosh, he's saying Aston Martin was a fluke. DG Big Blue, you don't think for a moment that Aston Martin had some development there that was actually working, and then maybe unable to develop at that rate, getting passed by other teams that were developing? Are you just strictly think it is all a fluke? If it was, that's horrible. You all may have to excuse me. My abdominal section is very sore. So yes, still talking is going to be hard for it, as I had a procedure the other day, which is why I had to get back in town soon. So yeah, we're going to see about that. So I'm going to try my best. Got my water, got my honey buns. Try to make it through, period. Damn, what the hell? Bad thing to having a beard and not having a beard. All right, so we're going to see what's happening here. Right now, we got Lando off the first lap, pretty much right there at the top of the board. We got Albon second. 083 says you can move Spa on the calendar, but that's not really going to make a big difference with the weather. Okay, 083 offering some more information there, saying that it really won't matter. In his experience, that moving Spa is not going to do much. He feels moving Spa, you're going to get the same product, and we'll see that. Tell us why you think that is, 083. Why do you think that? Give us a little bit more insight. Give us some more details on why you would say that. I'm very interested in that. Very interested in that. Give me some more details on that. Why is that? Why do you feel moving Spa on the calendar is not going to really change the outcome? I'm very interested in knowing why that is from you, because that is a very good super chat right there. Thank you very much. Pia McLaren sitting at the top of the charts right now. We got 14 minutes. We got a long time to go. Don't get too excited, but get excited, especially if we see things keep changing out. Mercedes were at the top, fall out like a rock right now to 9 and 10. Right now, currently, not that it means much. Our drivers in risk of not making it into Q2 is partial of the Ferrari team. All of the Ferrari team right now, as I just speak, show shortly. Perez and Verstappen and Sargent, which right now, those two teams being not making it to Q2, I'm not buying it. So we know right now that's just purely them going out trying to get some things done. That will change. Hamilton to the top of the charts, putting in some purple segments there. Purple sector lifestyle. Telling you, we live in a purple sector lifestyle at Wolfpack Performance. No joke. All right, let's go. Let's go. I was so mad that I missed Lewis Hamilton getting a pole to be live, but I'm also not mad that I got to spend quality time with my dad, picking up this project build, getting it to the paint. You know, we both stay wide open, and it was awesome for us to spend the day together making that happen. Lando Norris to the top of the chart, saying the Brits are here. The Brits are coming. Right now in the top 3 spots, we have the Brits, the hometown Silverstone group, and Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton, and George Russell. I think it feels like rain. Well, George, you would not be wrong about that today, my friend. Lewis Hamilton trying to come in. We got updates on the W14 / kind of like B-spec-ish. Got some more updates. Got some fins removed off that floor. Got some different things going on with this rear wing. Mercedes changing up their side pod development a bit more. We're trying to see where Mercedes is trying to go. They said they're focused on 2024, but I still think they're getting some things together here in 2023. And I would love to see how far they can take that. And I'm completely excited about McLaren's pace and their development throughout the course of this season, because they were looking sad suckerish. And now that McLaren have picked up their developments and picked up some positions and podiums along the way, I am excited to see what they are going to do today, definitely. So let's see how this thing pops off. What do we got right here? 083. Don't want to make sure I don't want to miss anything. All right, so right now, Lando Norris, purple, best lap altogether. Got some more purple segments as he's getting ready to round off another lap. Lewis Hamilton, not quite as many there. Russell going to the top of the boards right there, putting together a pretty good lap to grab that first position, but it is way too much time left to even be decided. Max Verstappen, I believe, is not going to be too concerned with these earlier qualifying sessions. Mary Beanie says, I can see red flags galore this weekend. I did say Aston Martin had peaked one more month till I turn blue. Lewis will have a good weekend. I'm telling you, Sir Lewis Hamilton. Put some respect on his name. She says, Sir Lewis Hamilton, and that is correct. 083 coming into the chat. Let's take a look and see where they are. 083 coming to the chat says, Spa is in the Ardennes Forest where the clouds and weather systems literally form super low as in 300 feet from the ground. Oh my gosh. Thank you very much, good sir. Thank you very much for giving us that information, that knowledge. That is a very important fact to know. So with that being the case, moving Spa on the calendar might not matter. You might have to indeed just get rid of the circuit if that's the situation. Now, maybe Formula One are enjoying this very controversial situation that they continuously put themselves in with the people who pay good money to come see the race and then want to get their money back because they didn't see a race. And I'm not mad about that. That's a very good point. Like, they want their money worth and they're not getting it. So right now, Haas looking pretty strong out there. K-Mag and Hulk trying to lay down some laps, trying to climb a bit more up there. Right now, if they stay where they are and they can compete at that level, they'll clearly make it into Q3 by the hair and the skin of their ass by Hulk. If they cannot, and then we see Alfa Romeo maybe have a duplicate performance as they had last race, but not in race, but they did well in qualifying. Maybe they can get knocked out. Stroll doing what he does the best, which is not being teamed up with Alonso in the top 10, consistently falling back, not showing that the AMR 23 is a machine that he could pilot well, but he does have a Nepa baby seat. Ricciardo and Yuki, although Ricciardo outperforming Yuki, not by much, by one spot, and they are still not going to make it into Q2 if they keep that up. Logan Sargent, well, Logan Sargent's going to give somebody in the Q2. If Logan Sargent can't do what he needs to do and get it up there, he's going to give somebody in the Q2, and they will be very welcomed. And that person looks like right now, if it continued, it would be Hulk. I would like to see Albon get back up there. Oh, God, glad that didn't happen. 083, yes. Diva Spa has its own microclimate. So not only is the W14 a predecessor Diva of, I believe, the W8, he's saying that Belgium is a diva as well. And I would agree with that because every time we come here, it seems like Groundhog Day. I saw this last time. I saw the time before that, and I'm seeing it this time. Rain, wet weather, possible red flags, and maybe no race that's going to happen. If we do get another race cancellation, I seriously am going to campaign for F1 to change this race altogether and get another circuit on the calendar, because that, at the point in time, I know if I'm tired of it, people that are there would get tired of it. Of consistently getting prepared and excited about going out to a race and then showing up to a race that gets canceled and then having to go through the trouble of going to another race or maybe not getting our money back. You know, that to me is going to get aggravating. And of course, right here, if you look at the bottom edge of the floor on this McLaren, you'll see that it has three little flicks on that nice flick at the edge of that floor. Mercedes have gotten rid of one of those fins on that flick, making some changes, trying to get some flow conditioning, which we will probably go through that. We'll see about that. I got a lot of things to do today, but I'm here now, and that's what matters. We got 7 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in Q1 right now. Valtteri, Zhou, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, and Sargent are looking like they will not make it into Q2. That will not be good for Sargent, as he should get more opportunity as a rookie next season. It still does not look well for him coming in, as Pia is doing so much better than Logan Sargent. And I understand Baraka always going to call me out on it. On paper, Pia should do better, but we're talking about two rookies getting acclimated to the sport of Formula One on tracks they haven't been on. Is it still not something to say Logan Sargent performing as not good as he is? I think so. I don't think I can give him an excuse consistently of on paper he should be. I think right now in the car that we've seen Albon bring and perform in, I would like to see Logan Sargent a bit more closer to that week in and week out, and we haven't seen that. Think that's fair? I think that's fair. Matter of fact, let me see if you think that's fair. All right, here we go. Another poll in the chat. Don't forget, Kickback Quality Trivia is going to start after Q1 going into Q2. Do you think all right, here we go. Let me know what you think. Oh, no, I got a better question, a more spicy question. Hell yeah, here we go. Would you keep Logan Sargent next season? That's a better question. Mary Beanie in the super chat, she says, I put the wedgie on Red Bull. Oh my gosh. Mary Beanie, I can't laugh that much. Ouija on Red Bull. This is Lewis's weekend. I've seen so many fatalities at Spa. Yeah, that's a very unfortunate situation and true. Spa, get rid of Spa completely, and Monaco shady. Can you see the umbrella? Yo, I am for one definitely on board with getting rid of Monaco. I could tell you that right now. I am for one getting rid of Monaco. Here we go right now. Perez 11th. Verstappen pops up to 2. Sainz in number 1. Leclerc in 6. I'm telling you, Leclerc and Ferrari are going to have a conversation. Russell in 5th, Hamilton in 8th, Stroll is in 10th. Meanwhile, Alonso is 3rd. Lando and Oscar breaking it up by 5 positions, 4th and 9th. Staying in the top 10, Aston Martin, McLaren are. We're going to see which one of those teams are going to remain there. George Russell is on the radio right now, probably giving it up, talking about rain, but we'll see what he has to say. Also, right now, your drivers in jeopardy of not making it. Logan Sargent continues to hold down that 20th spot. I think he loves it there. We're going to see what happens. He's got 2 more segments to close out this 3rd sector. Let's see what he does and if he can move himself out of the danger zone. Right now, we are looking. He's 1 more. Let's see what's going to happen. And he moves to the top of not making it into Q2. Good job, Logan Sargent. Ready to move to the top of not so hot. Mag and Hulk, not doing well. Alfa Romeo as a team, not doing well. Zhou of Valtteri sitting at the bottom now. Hulk and Mag holding up that 18th. Logan Sargent heading off the best of not the rest. And Albon is not far off. He needs to move out of 15th or he'll find himself going out. Well, there he goes. He moves right down there with Logan Sargent, joins his company with his teammate. We now have 2 full complete teams, jeopardy of not making it, which is Haas and Williams Racing. So let's see how this goes on. They're looking at an incident in turn 18 involving Verstappen and Albon. So we'll see how that works. Once upon a time, 2 teammates at Red Bull, no more, canceling Albon's contract just as they canceled Gasly and just as they canceled De Vries. Red Bull will cancel you out. Believe that. They will do like Nino Brown and cancel your ass. So they keep that in mind. 61% of you are saying that yes, you would keep Logan Sargent going into next season. 38% say no. Okay. All right. I'm all for giving them another opportunity. I said that to begin with. Definitely, we still got rain, but we still got wet. Cars still out there on Inters. As you see right there on our board, Inter tires populating the grid. Nobody has ventured to go on slicks. I am going to go out on a limb and say, matter of fact, I'm going to put that as a poll in the chat. I want to know what you think. I think he does. Let's see what you think. Does George Russell go to slicks first? You know George Russell's all about trying to call his own tire management. Hamilton to the top of the charts. Let's go. Ham to the top of the charts. Right there on top of Verstappen. Verstappen laying down a lot of yellow right now to see if he's going to exactly be able to overtake that. Pia's in 3rd. Russell's in 4th. Mercedes is looking pretty strong right now. Stroll, not so much. Not so much at all. Alonso still in the top 10, needing to get Aston Martin at least to the top 10. Now, do remember, this does not set the grid order for tomorrow's sprint. This sets the grid order for Sunday's race. Tomorrow, when we have the sprint shootout, that will set the grid order for the sprint and race that will happen shortly. We will be live here tomorrow for the sprint shootout. Please do come back and join me for that. We will be live for that. It's almost 2 minutes. We have 2 minutes and we will be moving into quality kickback trivia where I will ask you trivia questions. Whoever gets 3 right first will be the person that spends on Sunday for a $50 or $25 Visa gift card. Everybody that has won has been paid. Some of our viewers have won over $100 of money that they can spend any damn well where they please. And that's what I like about it. I'm giving you something you could take and enjoy your life outside of YouTube, outside of the sport of Formula One. Maybe you want to use your $50 to contribute towards a Formula One general admission pass, or maybe you put that $50 towards flight travel to a Formula One race. Whatever you do with your money or the amount of money you win here at this channel, I want you to be able to do whatever the hell you want to do with it. And we are almost to seeing who's going to be able to start laying down the first points. I already got the first question right here, and it is an easy peasy. I like to try to start you off with a good, easy question first, get you going, get you nice and warmed up so you can go ahead and get off. Remember, get your tablets, your cell phones, your almanacs, your books, your encyclopedias, your Wikipedias, get everything you need to try to get you these answers. Last time, Wildcat went on a clean sweep. 3 questions right out of the gate, back to back to close it off. Who's going to win this week? DG Big Blue says Mercedes had a cooling issue last week. They did. This is true. Thank you for bringing that up. Mercedes did have a cooling issue, so much to the point that Lewis Hamilton asked if they were turning the engine down. And what they were doing was trying to manage an overheating issue, trying to get that car to the end of the race. And as we see now, they have done some changes to their side pod, opening up that inlet, letting a bit more air in there to get to those radiators, that which they also did have to change up. And also changing up that undercut of the side pod area, which we will also probably look at another time. 083 says, Chatty Patty Russell radio message, I need wet tires. It's raining. Put him on wet. I'm all for giving Russell whatever he asks for. You want wet tires, Russell? Come get them. It's raining. You want slicks? Come get them. It's not raining and you want inners? Come get them, Russell. Come on into the pits. Call your own strategy. I'm up for it. I am up for it. I want to ask you all. I'm going to ask you that in the chat because 80% of you all said that George Russell will likely go on slicks first. I'm going to ask you another question to see what you also say about this. Oh, I'm all for this. All right, here you go. Should Merck allow George Russell to call his shots all race? Because I can tell you this, had George Russell got his way last race, he would have screwed his position in that race. He would have screwed a very good recovering drive in the last few final laps by asking to come in for a pit, giving up position to Aston Martin that I do not think he would have been able to recoup inside of 3 or 4 laps. So should Mercedes say, you know what, we're getting tired of this, Russell. You want to go ahead and call your shots? You call your shots. You let us know when you're coming in. We'll get the tires you want ready, and let's see what happens. If George Russell calls his own shots and actually does really good, I ain't mad at it. If he calls his own shots and does horribly bad, I ain't mad at it, but I'm just saying that might tell Tot, I think it's going to rain George Russell to chill back a bit. Just chill and kind of, you're still kind of new to this team on trying to be a winner, George. We do things different here. Might want to kind of get in line instead of getting out of line and getting out of position all the time. That's all I'm trying to say about that. We're also going to talk about Jolyon Palmer. Right now, the clock is zeroed out. If we look at the drivers that are not going to make it, Verstappen does take top of the charts. Lewis Hamilton does move to second. Alonso decides to move Hamilton down even more, going to that second position as Lewis Hamilton is getting ready to close off his third and final sector and moves back up in front of Alonso, saying, hold up, my old McLaren sabotaging buddy, you salty ball hater. I'm not going to let you have that. Lewis Hamilton moving to second, Verstappen knocking down first, Pia in fourth, Perez in fifth, which might be an indictment on his competition and his participation at Red Bull. Will he be there longer than his contract says? I don't know. And George Russell is in sixth, Yuki in eighth. Where is Danny Ricciardo? Oh, where is the Ricciardo? Ricciardo is looking like he may not make it into Q2. Oh my gosh. He better finish this out. Ricciardo, where are you doing? I'm trying to see if he's going to make something happen in his last final stretch. Right there, Valtteri top 10, Yuki making it 9, Russell 8, 7th is Perez. Pia outside and Lando not there yet. Pia's in 6th. Alonso is in 5th. Sainz is in 4th. And Leclerc takes over the number 1 spot to move Verstappen down. Lewis Hamilton in 3rd. Oh my goodness, I like it. I've already told you all, qualifying to me has been a bit more exciting than these races have. Not racist people. They are not exciting to me. They are a damn white disappointment. I am talking about these races. RACES have been very subpar in qualifying, has been very exciting to me. I'm just saying this has been pretty damn good. I'm really enjoying myself at qualifying. This is why I missed you so much. Yuki, get up in there, Yuki. That's what I'm talking about. Yuki doing those things as you see speeds are coming down. This is pretty much set. Hulk will not make it into Q2. Danny Ricciardo not making it into Q2 while Yuki is in top 10. If this was Q3, he'd be there, but he's got to work even harder coming up this next session as we are in Q2. We're about to get to qualifying. Zhou does not make it. Logan Sargent does not make it. And Albon, as well as the other Williams driver, does not make it. Like it making Logan not look so bad right there, Albon. All right, here we go. Now listen, this is quality kickback trivia, all right? It works like this. You answer with a super chat. You answer with a super chat while they are getting the clocks reset. Cars are going back to the pits. Teams are trying to make their final adjustments, trying to extract a bit more performance going into Q2 so they can make it into Q3. We are going to find out qualifying questions and how much you know about Formula One throughout the course of history and even this season. So first question is going to be asked. You will answer with a super chat. The first person that gets the question right in the right format will get the point. But keep in mind, this person, you can steal points away from them. If you answer before them, they only have 1 point. You get 1 point. Now we're 1 up. If 4 or 5 people do this, we can be 5 up. It's going to be the first person to get 3 questions right, all totaled up. Here we go. First question while we're taking a break. Clock is at 0. Let's switch over the screen. Let's go ahead and go Big Me. First question is this. List, and it is fitting because we are talking about a team that is going through a lot of turmoil right now. List the 3 different model cars that Alpine have had to present. List the 3 model cars going back from now, that Alpine have had. List them by their designation. So like the W14, the RB19, list the 3 model cars from this season back for Alpine. Let's go. Danny Rick is a fraud. Spider R35 says, sugar-free Red Bull don't give you wings, baby. It only makes you go to sleep. Damn. All right, here we go. The 3 model cars from this season back from Alpine are what? So you would list it as the A what? W14 what? Let me see who's going to get the first question. Who's coming up? As you see right here, they're resetting the clock. 15 minutes on that clock. Our new drop-off zone has been set. Gasly, Ocon, Stroll, Norris, and Mag are in there for the time being before we start, and we will see what happens. All right, we got trivia. What we got? Rudolph the Red-Nosed. Rudolph the Red and Nose. That is not it. That is not it. All right, here's the question. List the 3 different model cars that Alpine have had to present. What are those 3 models of Alpine cars? Let me know. I will tell you right now. I will give you a hint. I will give you the first one is the A523. What are the others? It don't get much easier than that. It doesn't get much easier than that. What are the other cars? Oh my gosh. What happened to me, man? I'm going to have to lay down. What are the other 3 models? What are the other 2 models? The first model is A523. Who is going to get this question correct to steal the point to get a $50 or $25 gift card spin for Sunday? I'm just waiting. Kickback Quality Trivia is waiting for a winner. Baraka says the A623, 522, A521. I tell you what, Baraka, because I know that 6 is a miskey, and that is correct. You will get that answer. I do know that is going to be a 5. He did not mean to put a 6. That is correct. The A523, the A522, and the A521. Baraka is on the board for the first point. Baraka says, y'all going to make it that easy? I'm going to go ahead and tally it up. He said, I might go on a Wildcat streak, especially if Will's not playing, Wildcat not playing. Oh, I'm going to get this money. Good job, Baraka. So I'm going to ask another question. We got cars on track right now. 15 minutes is starting. All right, 15 minutes is starting. So we're going to chill. I'm going to ask another question right now. We still have time. These cars are just warming up. Nobody even has the right lap. I'm going to ask another question. And this is fitting. In which country is the Circuit de Spa located? Oh my gosh. How simple can that get? I'm not giving any hints. In which country is the Circuit de Spa located? Oh my gosh. I made these questions 2 weeks ago, and these questions kind of fall very funnily that Alpine is firing people. And where are we now? We are, and they are back. But we got one more question. Who wants to steal that point? Or who's going to let Baraka go 2-0 going into the final hours before we go into Q3? In which country is the Circuit de Spa located? Come on, who's going to get that question? Because that's too easy. Damn, these questions lined up to be easy as hell. Oh, my gosh. It don't get much easier than that most times. Belgium is correct. Dallin, you would have got that point had you answered correct format. You would have stole that point from Baraka, but since you didn't, Baraka says, I will take that. 083 is also correct, coming in just shortly after Baraka. Baraka is up now 2-0. Y'all got to stop this man from going 3 straight out. But as it is right now, we are in Q2. Winds are 2.9 kilometers due south. Track temps are 23.4. Air temp is 19.5, and humidity has dropped 2 ticks to 90%. We may be looking at a dry qualifying, but to keep in mind, clouds are in the air. Mr. J coming in with Belgium as well. Come on, y'all gotta be faster than that. You gotta be faster than that, and that's what we're looking for these drivers to do in Q2. We're looking for Gasly and Ocon to do faster than that. It will be very bad if Gasly and Ocon do not make it into Q3, and it'll be even worse if they go and have another double DNF, as they've had 3 this season. Meanwhile, Otmar is being showed the door. Rossi was already showed the door. If these cars go into another double DNF, being 4 for the season, Alpine is having one of their worst seasons right now if this does happen. That's a lot of stuff going on. I don't want to say one of their worst seasons. Yeah, it's going to be one of their worst seasons. I think it is if this goes on. The 4 DNFs in a season, you lose your CEO, you lose your team principal. You don't lose them, you fire them. I think that's kind of bad. So right now, Norris is at the bottom at 15. He'll definitely be out of there if he can't pick it up. And if Stroll can get out of there, Lando can get out of there. Lando, come on now, buddy. Perez is in 11th, and I'm not going to say anything voting for Perez because we've seen Perez go out Q2, so I'm going to have to leave that where it is. Danny Rick is already gone. Can Yuki make it into Q3? Right now, he's 12th. He would not make it in if that clock was zeroed out right now. At the top, we got Lewis effing Sir Hamilton at the top. We got Alonso in second. We got Pia in third. And we got Russell, Mr. I think it's going to rain in fourth. Where is Max Verstappen? Is he going to come up the charts? I think Max is on his way. And Max goes, oh, hot damn. Max got pushed into 11th. He's got 2 more segments to finish this out. Let's see what kind of time Max lays down. Leclerc says, I'll have some of that #1 pie. And he goes up to the top of the charts. Max Verstappen, 1 more segment before he finishes it out. Max does not overtake Charles. He goes second. In between Charles and Lewis Hamilton, the top 3 are all different teams, different drivers, Ferrari, Red Bull, and Mercedes. The top 3 #1 drivers for each one of those teams in the top 3 spots. Let's make this happen. Let's get exciting. Gasly says, I'm going to have to leave you, Ocon. Gasly goes in there to the last spot that is going to be left if anybody's going to make it into Q3. He says it might be me. And no, Bottas says, you know what? I used to be that guy's teammate, the best driver in Formula One history. I think I'm going to go into Q3. Valtteri taking that Alfa Romeo up there. Yuki Tsunoda in 9. George Russell, let's see if you can go ahead and perform a bit more. Lewis Hamilton back to the top of the charts again. Russell says, I will join my British teammate at #2. And then Bottas coming in #1. This is why I say qualifying has been greatly exciting. Look at this change up. Oh my gosh. K-Mag says, I want some of that. And he goes to the top of the charts. Holy smokes. We got a race on our hands, people, before the race even starts. This is exciting. 10 minutes left. Can these drivers, can these teams, oh my goodness, my rookie, my Pia, top of the charts. Let's go. Let's go. Lando, where you at, buddy? Mr. Trophy Breaker, where are you? Where is the Mr. Trophy Breaker? Oh my gosh. Ocon #2, I like that. Ocon showing some pace. Let's make this happen. Oh my gosh, this is getting exciting. I want to know who's going to be the first to try the slick tires out. Perez saying, don't count me out, Red Bull. Top of the charts, Perez. Welcome back, sir. Welcome back. Pia. Leclerc saying I might try to push up a little bit there, going to #2. Let's see what somebody, oh my gosh. Verstappen doing what he does best in the fastest car on the grid, taking up the pole position and pushing Perez down. I'm going to suppress Perez. I'm going to push Perez. I am going to hold Perez back. I am not going to be a good teammate. I am trying to have it all. And I'm telling you this, you know what? I always talk about experiences in Formula One, right? Let's just think about this. It's not all the time that you're going to have the fastest car. It's not all the time that you're going to have the ability to actually have the car to try to break as many records as you can in a Formula One season. I am not going to be mad at Max Verstappen for having a moment to try to do all of that while it's having the fastest car on the grid, because next season is not promised to Red Bull. As we are seeing, teams are getting closer. Teams are getting more competitive. Drivers are getting tired. Things may indeed change next season for Red Bull. They may indeed change when Red Bull has Ford come on as their power unit supplier. Things are going to change. You have to live it while you have it. He has it now, and by way of cheating, although that has to be said because we got to keep it in context, Red Bull cheated to have what they have now, but still they allowed it, and this is what we have, so we got to do the best. We have to make lemonade from toilet water. Maybe that works. I'm still not drinking it, but hey, somebody would. All right, so right now we got Red Bull at the top 1 and 2, Leclerc in third, Pia still in fourth. Pia has damn sure been performing well. I am really enjoying watching his rookie season. I'm enjoying him watch with maturity. When he races, he's racing with maturity. He's trying to make better decisions, although when it first started out, he made some pretty bonehead calls, trying to put his nose in there, but I think he learned from that, and now he's just he's not making a lot of mistakes. He's not trying to make unnecessary risk, and he's coming up with good positions and points for the team. That is a very good season. Hopefully he can finish out like that, and hopefully McLaren can continue to give them developments in their drivers' cars to where they can have and be competitive. Right now, we got Lewis Hamilton and Russell in jeopardy of not making it out of Q2. Stroll is no surprise there. Sainz, I wouldn't be surprised there. Lando, I am a bit surprised given where Pia is, so I need to see what Lando can do. I'm pretty sure he's going to come up out of there. The McLaren has been a pretty fast car. Lewis Hamilton said it. I think people took it too far out of context about it being a rocket ship. There's only one rocket ship right now on the grid, and that is the RB19. Everything else is subpar. You want to come up with something that's not a rocket ship, or maybe we'll say that The Red Bull car is a galactical traveling time machine. And then you could call something else a rocket ship, because then that supersedes a rocket ship, like a time machine that could travel. Like, I'm buying that. So yeah. So right here we go. 6 minutes, 40 something seconds left on the clock. Mercedes is in jeopardy as a team of not making it into Q3. Stroll is not going to make it into Q3 if he keeps up these shenanigans. Sainz is not going to make it, which he was asked the question, how does he feel about his family, his fellow competitors and athletes from that country being so successful? Why he is not? He just said, I'm proud. I would go ahead and say that Sainz is embarrassed and he would like to do better. Even Ferrari and Le Mans won, and you're not being a winning team in the most elite sport in Formula One. Allison Donnelly says this race needs to be this exciting. Thank you, Allison. I was saying the same point. I was saying the same thing. The qualifying has been more exciting than some of these races. Like, no doubt. I have enjoyed thoroughly watching qualifying. And I even like the format of the tire allocations in qualifying. I think they should have still done that here, even in the sprint weekend. The sprint shootout, not so much, but they're doing their best to try to do something to give us something to talk about. Yeah, we're going to slicks. That's right. In the final minutes, as it comes down into Q2, these teams are trying to run slicks. Let's see what these cars are going to do on time. Now, do notice a lot of change was happening there as these teams and these cars were on inners. Now, let's see if we get a little bit stagnant as these cars go onto slicks. The track seems to bring up some dry spots and some lines here and there, and see what drivers can find those areas. Also, remember that if you have inners on and the track is drying up, these drivers have to find puddles in order to kind of keep these tires in a good operational range. They don't do well when they heat up like the slicks do. So we're going to see which one of these drivers can kind of be in these murky areas as you got wet parts, still dry spots kind of coming up. Can they find enough pace there? Right now, I'm looking at this Ferrari power unit car, and Valtteri Bottas trying to bring ahead a nice lap. That S upper elevation section where you're pretty much blind going into that is very ballsy for Valtteri to carry that speed up in there with the conditions. I'm looking for him to do something on these softs. He's got the last spot right now in the top 10 going into Q3. If he stays there, he can make it into Q3. His other teammate, Joe, has already left him. And it looks like Stroll may be doing the same to his senior teammate in Alonso, not making it. I'm looking to try to see what Mercedes is going to do. If they both go out in Q2, that is not a very good thing. There's no sandbagging there. At that point in time, it is just underperforming. And the rest of the grid kind of climbed up. It is nice to see the Alpine 5 and 6, whether they stay there or not. It is really nice to see Yuki telling people with performance and merit that I am the guy. That guy that you brought in is never been and will not be that guy since he left. You brought him back for no reason. He is an empty shell of a carcass of Daniel Ricciardo, and I'm going to prove it to you. Pia being fourth, Lando not moving much, which lends me to think that maybe there are some issues there with Lando's car. I don't expect to see Lando at 15. Oh my gosh, that was horrendous by Russell. Almost tearing up the W14. Russell, way to go, buddy. Way to go. That's what we don't want to see. Right here, and Leclerc up there in the top 3, see if he can go ahead and get a third spot or climb up in there. So we're going to see what happens. We are looking at this and see what happened. As you see right there, as I was telling you about that flick on the edge floor of that Mercedes, now missing one of those fins that I clearly pointed out on the McLaren, also changing up their side pod and more development in the side pod that is more traditional what we are currently seeing now in Formula One. I am very interested to know, though, why so many teams are going the Ferrari-esque evolved route, yet I haven't really seen a team fully, completely adopt the Red Bull side pod design. I haven't really seen that, and I'm wondering why is that? You know, maybe things are just a little bit too complex there. They have more information on this other variation than this Red Bull variation, but I would think that, you know, the Red Bull being the most competitive car, the fastest car on the grid, why am I not seeing side pods that imitate that? And if so, is it possible that we see them next season when teams have more time to go into the offseason, do a little bit more research and not so under pressure of trying to perform week in and week out? Well, we'll also see what happens outside of the break. We're going to see what happens there as well. All right, so right now we got 2 minutes. We're coming down to those final minutes. These minutes are crucial. We do have a damaged Alpine right now on the track trying to work its way out of there. I think that is Esteban Ocon with the damaged Alpine car, front wing damage. That's not going to do well for him trying to flow condition as that front wing meets the air first. Oh my gosh, he tears up the Rolex sign, able to keep going, not getting stuck in the Rolex signage, and going to be able to make that car back to track, back to the pits, hopefully maybe to get a new front wing put on if that's possible. We'll see what happens there. Red flag comes out. Yellow flag comes out automatically. I'm not looking for any red flags. We haven't had any yet. I don't want any. This qualifying session has continued pretty well, and I'm looking forward to do that as so. Right now, drivers in fear are in jeopardy of not making it are Sainz, Hamilton, Russell, Stroll, and Norris. Like I said, I'm a bit questionable or a bit concerned about why Norris is staying down there, and maybe this is kind of going to show us what's going on board with Piastri right here as he's going to flyer lap right behind Yuki, seeing how that's going to happen. Hopefully, Yuki doesn't get in his way and he can lay down another flyer. Right now, if he performs the way he's been performing, he's going to make it into Q3 regardless. Lando may not be there with him. So that is the question we're going to see. Now, remember, we're going to go to kickback quality trivia in almost less than a minute's time. Right now, Baraka is up 2 points to 0. We had some people come in and that last question, which was where's the second day spa at? And that was Belgium. A lot of you, had you been a little bit faster, you could have stole that point from Baraka. The next question is going to be a mechanical car question. So keep that in mind and get ready. Get ready for something that more relates not to the track, not to the drivers, but to the car's mechanical ability or electronical ability. Will I am says Alpine Garage. Sorry, Blue. Sorry, Blue. Hey, Will, bro, what you in here doing with all that, man? What you in here doing with all that, Will? Straight up, bro. Will coming in here. Sorry, Blue, talking about, hey, if you ever see it's like being surprised, and yeah, they definitely are surprising right now with a lot of things. They showed up like, surprise, we fired out more. Surprise, we like double DNF. Surprise, Rossi had to go. Like, hey, they really doing some things over there at Alpine. All the wrong things, but right now I think they're trying to get on the right track. And sometimes you got to get rid of upper management. Most times you're not trying to get rid of your players. That happens in a lot of sports. And right now we got Norris jumping to the top, baby. Thank you very much, Norris. Finally joining the party. Whatever was going on is not going on now. We got no time left on this clock. We are going to watch the final segments of these drivers come in. Right now, Ocon, Yuki, K-Mac, Alonso, and Valtteri in fear of not making it. Valtteri goes over. He decides he's going to go into the top 3 portion of that chart, saying, I'm going to clearly make it out of Q2 into Q3. Ocon being left behind by Gasly in 7th. Suzuki Tsunoda. Oh my gosh, Yuki, I don't give a damn if it was for 2 seconds. Yuki into the first position, probably for the first time of really a qualifying session. Hamilton in 2, Pia in number 1. Yes, that's my rookie. Will, take that, buddy. Pow, pow, pow. Logan Sargent, who? Pia. Oh my gosh, this shit gets exciting. Stroll, what the hell is Stroll doing there? Oh my gosh, Stroll, while Alonso looking like he might not make it, he's got 2 more segments to prove where he's going to be. Hamilton in 3rd, George Russell in 9th, also 2 more segments. Pia coming in at the top charts while Yuki was holding it down for Alpine, telling you, God damn it, Helmut Marko, don't you ever fucking doubt me again, buddy. Damn it, Christian Horner, don't you ever doubt me again. Don't you ever think you're going to bring some ringer in here and he's going to do something. That's no ringer. That's Danny Ricciardo, and he was retired not long ago, but he's back too early, too soon, and too late to damn try to outperform me, Yuki Tsunoda. Yes, y'all know. Let's go. I don't care Yuki's intent right now. He popped to the top of the chart for a time, and I'm going to give him that. Hey, man. Ferrari's taking up the last 2 spots, 2 and 3. Is right now it's looking like Yuki might not make it into Q3, but it was very exciting while it lasted. Gasly might not make it. The team Alpine might not make it. K-Mag and Valtteri for a moment looked like it was going to be all good. Lewis Hamilton and Russell shift down outside of the top 5 while McLaren populate the top 5. Alonso in the top 10, at least keeping him alive for that. Failing just a little bit performance right there. And there we go. It says Q3 will be delayed. So guess what? We got some quality kickback trivia questions coming, y'all. That was it. I have just thoroughly enjoyed qualifying. I'm just telling you, I have thoroughly enjoyed qualifying sessions. Have been so damn awesome. I am liking this so damn much. Okay, right there, as you seen, Team Alpine is out of there. Valtteri is out of there, which means Alfa Romeo is out of there. And Yuki Tsunoda is out of there, I think. Yeah, he's out of there. That speed, he's not on a flyer. He's out of there. He's going to join Danny Rick in the garage. It was good while it lasted, but still Yuki made it further than Danny Rick. Danny Rick falling almost to the bottom for Q1. Right now, our top 10 drivers, as you see them, Verstappen, Alonso, Russell, Perez, Hamilton, Norris, Stroll, Leclerc, Sainz, and Pia right there. This is getting exciting. We got R33, Z33 up in the house. I bet money they told Yuki to get off the gas. Oh my gosh. Do you really think they told him that? That would be crazy, bro. That would be crazy. Mary Beanie saying, yes, I told you I put the wedgie on Red Bull, Jay. Yo, Perez, Verstappen not in the top, but we are going to see. Please believe Red Bull are not going out that easy. We still have an entire, oh my gosh, the Haas drivers doing what Haas does, wrecking up the Haas car, but still believe Verstappen and Perez have an entire new session coming up that they both made it in. We will see what happens there. And Hamilton and Russell not in the top 5 at all, but McLaren populating the top 5. Ferrari in the top 2 and 3 spots. And Pia would be on pole position if this was Q3. Is he getting full of himself? Does Pia says, you know what? I'm going for it. And I want to see if Pia gets pole position, how hard does he fight as Max Verstappen gets up on his gearbox? I don't think Pia gives it up easy, because he didn't give it up easy with Perez in the Red Bull. All right, here we go. Here we go. More kickback trivia quality questions. All right. Let's see who's going to get these. Remember, Barack is up 2-0. You can steal these points, okay? Somebody could come from the back. Free Dogs has done it. Will has done it. Many people have come out of nowhere to get 3 questions and win it all together, so don't be discouraged. You have to answer with Super Chat. The winner is going to spin for a $50 or $25 gift card, and the question is this. What is the name of the system that is used to recharge the F1 car's battery during a race? You can give the acronym or full out the name. What is the name of the system that is used to recharge the F1 car's battery during a race? There will be no hints for this. Who wants $50? Who wants $25? Who wants a Visa gift card to spend wherever you want to spend it? Who is going to get this question right? Are you going to let Baraka go 3 zip right out the gate like Wildcat, or is somebody going to challenge Baraka? What is the name of the system that is used to recharge the F1 car's battery during a race? Oh, giving part of that system. And Tyrone Walker, if that was part, I would probably go ahead and maybe consider that. But there is another, the MGUH is not it. That is not correct. OG Zilla 083 just edged OG Zilla out. OG Zilla, had you put that, but 083 is absolutely correct. Curves is correct. It is the kinetic energy recovery system. OG Zilla got edged out by 083 by giving the complete proper answer. Baraka gave the MGUH. That is the system that is going away in 2026, and that has more to do with the heat unit, all right? So 083 is on the board for the curves. The kinetic energy recovery system is correct. Congratulations. 083 says, I'm going to challenge Baraka. And OG Zilla says, I'm getting in the mix. Mr. J says, I'm getting in the mix as well. Right now, we got Baraka on board for 2. We got 083 on board for 1. The next question is this. Oh, shit, this might get spicy. This might get spicy. Now, listen, we don't have any time on the clock. Q3 has been delayed some, so we got time. Let's see who's going to win this money. All right, here we go. Which driver won 2008 Brazilian Grand Prix by passing Timo Glock on the last corner of the last lap to snatch the championship from Felipe Massa? Who is this driver that created such an upset, that broke so many hearts during that day? I will read the question again. Which driver won the 2008 Brazilian Grand Prix by passing Timo Glock on the last corner of the last lap to snatch the championship from Felipe Massa? We already know what Felipe was trying to do with the 2008 championship outcome. But if you watch your race back there in Singapore, Felipe, you killed it yourself, and Ferrari helped you do it. But there's a driver. This is super easy. Yes, Blue Diva, it's too easy. I'm trying to give away money. I'm just trying to give away money. Oh my God. Hey, had people answer with the right question, they'd have a point. Baraka decides that he's going to end it right now. Baraka is correct. Zero. Oh, damn. 083 just too little too late. OG Zilla too little too late. And Allison just too little too late. Baraka says, I'm not playing any games. I'm about to Max Verstappen this quality kickback trivia. And he comes in with Lewis. Sir, Hamilton is the right. Baraka winning, getting 3 points right there, just edging 083 out to keep him off of that podium. But right there, Baraka, you did get it. You will be the one spinning for a $50 or $25 gift card on race day for finale lap. Congratulations. Let me make my note and be sure that I keep track of that. And that should and will be exciting to see what you're going to get. All right. Where's my sticky note? I need my sticky notes. Gotta have sticky notes. All right. So I got my sticky notes right here. Baraka is spinning for that. For the gift card spin. Congratulations, Baraka. 083, you was almost in there. Almost in there. Boom. So, all right, I got my note right here, Baraka. I'm going to put you down right here, bro. So right now on Sunday, we will be spinning for Baraka to get a $50 or $25 gift card. We also will be announcing our new VIP member. I will have the new VIP box up here very soon. As you see, there are no cars on track. We do have our clock reset for 12 minutes. We do not have any more drop-off zones. This is going to be the final of seeing where these next 10 cars are going to decide that packing order. Also, congratulate Allison almost getting in there. OG Zilla almost getting in there. Spider R35 says, so Max went off at turn 9 and his time didn't get deleted. Is that not something that we've consistently seen throughout this season? Max Verstappen getting away with breaking track limits. It's a damn shame. Will I Am says, congrats, Baraka. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I just got to say something. What is Will playing at? What is Will playing at? I think Will is being very cunning with what he's doing. Will, I got to watch you, bro, because you're very, very particular when you do things like this. This that Will is doing might be similar to what Broken Hypocrite does when he decides to purposely get qualifying last. We're going to see what happens on the next Kickback Quality Trivia. You got to keep an eye on Will. It's very possible that he's sitting back in the cut, just allowing people to, hey, here you go. Go ahead and get those up. Very good at congratulating people, but very competitive in Kickback Quality Trivia. He has over $100 he's won in Kickback Quality Trivia. But Raka is going to add to his plethora of money that he will probably end up getting. Baraka said, once I start playing, I'm going to challenge Will and show him what's up. Baraka coming back and winning one does indeed say that. 083 being a good sportsman, congratulating Baraka. Big shout out. That is another VIP member right there, acting VIP-ish, unlike Max Verstappen, not too much championship-ish in him. So yeah, we will see what happens. What's going on? Walter Shavers in the chat, Phoenix Black in the chat, Blue Diva in the chat, Galacticus in the chat, of course, Will I Am, Baraka, Phoenix Black, all the family sitting up here in the chat doing what we do best, having a good day for qualifying, giving away money for people playing trivia games. And there it is, Baraka. We'll put that to the side. We will have some more questions for the next Kickback Quality Trivia, which will be some time. But don't forget, we will be here Sundays, 11 a.m. for the Wolfpack Epic Grudge Racing Series, playing F123. If you indeed want to participate in the grudge racing, you can go ahead and send me a gamer tag invite on EA Sports platform, all right, at Wolfpack F1, all right, Wolfpack F1. That's where you can send it. Once I see your friend request, I will accept it. Once I start sending out invites for the race, you will be in that list, so long as that you're online and you can participate in those races with us, as long as you're not doing any shenanigans. If we come to find out that somebody is doing a bunch of heinous things, we will go ahead and we will collaborate and decide what we'll do, and likely you'll be kicked out for a race. Also, if you are found to do some very unsportsmanlike things, whether in the super chat or in a race, we will have race bans going on, so keep that in mind. Will I Am gifting somebody, blessing somebody with a Wolfpack membership, and that person is Kirk Whiteman, you just got blessed by Will I Am with a Wolfpack membership. Join the Discord. We will have Wolves Den tomorrow, post the whole sprint race to talk about everything going into the race. Right now, they're on board looking at Alonso, trying to figure out what he's going to do, and Stroll. Right now, should Merck let George Russell call his own shots? 57% of you said no. Okay, I can go with that. I'm kind of a person that if you keep doing something, I'm going to let you fall on your own sword. I'm going to let you try to make your own decisions and see where you end up. So I will ask you this. Develop. Oh, well, let's say this. Next season. All right, here you go, because we're going to be here doing testing. So we're going to be able to see the new W15, what it's look like, how it's going to be performing. So do you think Merck update enough to catch Red Bull Racing by next season? What do you think about that? Do you think that's possible? Do you think that's not possible? You think it's something that won't happen? I will show you right now. Clock is on. Cars are going to be out, and you know what time it is. It's honey bun time for me. Time to snack and watch a bunch of racing and sit back and see what happens. We're going to have cars coming on out. Getting ready to go back on the track. The clock has started. Let's see who's going to end up with pole position. Yo, if Pia ends up with pole position, Will, bro, F1 minute going to be a long day for me and you as brothers talking about these driver rookie rivals. I'm telling you right now, I'm going crazy. Crazy. Ooh, this honey bun is filled with nice glaze. Les 430, congratulations and blessing somebody with a Wolfpack membership. Chris Popular, you got a Wolfpack membership courtesy of Les 0430. Thank you very much. That's what I'm talking about, blessings and giving. Let's go. So right now, it looks like Max Verstappen, or is that Perez going to be going out first? Pia. We'll see what Max is on his flyer lap. Well, it's probably not a flyer lap just now. Just probably going to warm up, be his next one. Don't be surprised if Max Verstappen gets pole. Track is drying up a little bit more. It's still wet. Still some wet sections out there. The drivers are going to have to be very cautious of. But if Pia grabs pole position, I'm going to be lit. That's my succession plan, y'all. I'm going to be lit. Honey bun time, you damn well know it. You know we eat honey buns for qualifying here at Wolfpack Performance. Let's go. Let's go ahead and poll this. All right. Who else can we add to that? We can add Charles. And we can change. We definitely got to put Max in there. I mean, goes without saying. I think the next person we put in there, we got to put Ham in there. All right, poll in the chat. Vote on it. Don't dance on it. What we got? Who you got for poll? Pia is at the top right now. Who you got for poll? If that happens, McLaren may have been the real team, but they're going to have to do it in a race. They're going to have to beat Red Bull in a race. Qualifying is one thing. We saw plenty of times Ferrari would get qualifying and just shit the bed when it came to the race. They gotta do it in the race. There goes Sainz coming up. Ferrari. We're going to be looking for Ferrari to try to... I don't want Ferrari to go out this season as bad as they've already been. I really don't. I really think it's embarrassing for the sport and definitely not good for the sport, Ferrari going out that bad. But it goes to show how competitive the sport can be. So let me take that back. Let me not say it's bad for the sport. It's bad for Ferrari. It's okay for the sport. Like, we want to see the competitive teams, and always the competitive teams that were once the competitive teams are always not going to be the competitive teams, and I'm okay with that. Alonso, welcome, buddy. Alonso showing up with a 149. Let's go. Stroll. Who would have knew you could actually drive, buddy? There goes Norris with the McLaren at the top. Let's go. Pia. Why you acting like a Pia? That's what I'm talking about. Pia going back to the top, baby. Yeah, I'm using Lando's. Yeah, let's go, baby. Pia at the top, baby. Let's go. Hamilton, that ain't enough, bro. You're going to have to squeeze out more than that. You're going to have to squeeze out more than that, Russell. These McLarens using the Mercedes power units ain't playing with y'all, bro. There goes Verstappen doing what Verstappen does. Can't be mad about it. Charles trying to make a statement, bro. Walter Shaver says Lewis winning the pole position shook some people up. 104. For real. It did. It did shake some people up. You're not lying about that, bro. It really did. Like, real talk. All right, here we go. Sainz in third. Leclerc in first. Right now, we got a heavily populated top three positions. If Leclerc can get that first position, then it is what it is. Verstappen also in second. Being sandwiched between two Ferraris is definitely not a bad place to be, as they can't even get on the same page, which I doubt they're going to be able to come up with strategy to pin Verstappen or keep him back. So I'm really not looking at anything for that. Now, if we see two McLarens, maybe, right? If it was two Astons, maybe, right? I do think Alonso fights Verstappen a bit more if he's got first position, although not much more if it's anything less than that and Verstappen's just coming up the grid. I don't think Alonso gives it up like Lando gave it up. I think he definitely fights a bit more. But Walter Shavers, you brought up a very good point. 104 pole position. That's crazy. That man is great. For a legend in the living and the GOAT. It's great. And the car is definitely improving. It's just not improved so much to the point where, you know, we really should have bought into the fool's gold of seeing if Hamilton was going to win that race. I think pole position was great, but I didn't think that he was going to win the race. They got a little bit further to go with development. But if it had happened, then you know what had happened. I just didn't see it given the body of work that we've seen thus far. Right now, and if you take a look right here at that, you know, the roundness that they added to that side pod is one of the latest developments. Also, the big cutback that will show that undercut of the side pod too, kind of doing some things to condition that flow, that air in the wake. Right now, Lewis Hamilton popping that DRS wing open. Let's see what he actually gets right here as he's cutting across. Right there, still 6th, 9th. We need Lewis and Russell to pull up a bit more. Pia and Norris falling a little short. Right now, Ferrari and Red Bull own the top three. Perez in 8th. At this point in time, Perez, I'm going to have to start giving you the smoke, bro. Like, it's just real. I'm going to give Perez the smoke. He's just not doing well. He's not doing well. McLaren are going back in the garage, about to make some changes, come back out, see if they can't get Pia Orlando back up to that pole position spot. I would like to see Pia get pole position. I think that would be too damn cool. Honestly, if Hamilton grabs another pole position, definitely some things are changing at Mercedes. Although in qualifying and didn't, you know, convert in the race, I think a lot of that had to do with more strategy. And I had to give Lewis Hamilton some fault for what he did not do against drivers competing on the grid. So both they hold some share of responsibility in why Mercedes won on podium last race. It was clearly an opportunity for them to be. They just did not perform up to the standards that they should have. Right now, McLaren is showing up to be a strong team. 2 races, back-to-back podiums. If they do it again this race, they have definitely arrived, and updates are definitely upgrades there. No more shade for them on any of that unless they just start falling, and we're just going to be realizing that that is what it is. Part of the thing about doing or performing or commentating on this sport is the fact that you have to be willing to change your position as things change, and things do change all the time. Do I like Max Verstappen as a person? No. Is he a good driver? Yes. Is he in the best car? Yes. Is he doing those things in that car and taking that car where it needs to be? Yes. And you can compare that to his teammate, which is not doing well, which a lot of us thought there was some foul play in that. But I think at this point in time, I can't buy that anymore. I can't even buy it for $1. I think Perez is underperforming. I think he's gotten his own head, or Perez has decided that Red Bull have shit on him so much to the point that he's not concerned about performing. And I can't blame him for that either. But when you look at Alonso and Stroll, I think that is a clear, untainted thing that you can look at as far as evidence to show that two drivers will not be able to do the same thing with machinery. If you look at Lewis Hamilton through his career, even when he was with Alonso, outperforming Alonso in a car that he was clearly going to win in, outperforming Valtteri Bottas in a car that he was clearly winning in, outperforming Russell even this season in a car that Russell showed last time being Mr. Top 5, not Mr. Top 5 this season. So these things do happen. I like to see closer grouping, pairing, showing that a team have two drivers that can take their machinery equally or very similar to the place that it can be. And PMP and Lando seem to do that quite often. As unfortunate it is where Ferrari falls, Leclerc and Sainz kind of do that, and it is what it is. So let's see what happens. I do think that in this qualifying session, Mercedes should be able to make it higher than they are. Right now, they're in the bottom 10. I think they should be able to be in the top 10 by the time this qualifying session is over. If not, it's going to be a bit disappointing for that team, bit disappointing for the fans, bit disappointing for Lewis Hamilton and Russell, but still some growth that needs to be done. And they're making some changes. Don't forget, they did bring some significant changes right now to this race. So Verstappen and Red Bull, not so well in respect to what they were already doing when they bought their big update package. But at the end of the day, they won the race. They're in the fastest car. They got a handle on it. They developed it. And it is still something to say that you still developed it. It's still your ideas that went into developing this car that is this rocket ship. Although, you can question and debate the money and how they got the money and the cost cap. Still, they had to build that car. They had to develop that car. They had the personnel and the right execution of plan to make that car what it is. So you can't take that from them. And sometimes you have to look at things in different lights and different degrees to try to be as honest with yourself and with people as possible and still defend the positions that you want to defend that are rightfully so to be defended. Leclerc right there, number 1, number 2, number 3 have not changed. Nothing really going on exciting right now. Like this Q3 is not as exciting as Q1 and Q2 were. And I'm looking for that. These cars, and we saw this before, the last 10 when we came to Q3, it was just a very stagnant Q top 10. Nothing really changed in qualifying. I'm looking for Q3 to be just as dynamic and exciting as Q1 and Q2. Although having these top cars making it there. So I'm not looking for this thing to still out like an open bag of Tostitos chips with no dip. I'm looking for this to still be very exciting, like a Red Bull drink on caffeine and maybe even a little bit of beta-alanine in there. Get your face to start itching. Q3 session. And, oh, damn it. I popped off my damn thing for my crock. I got these on my crock and popped it off, being all excited, playing footsie with myself. All right, here we go. That is it. 0 seconds. And like I said, this qualifying session just was not entertaining at all. But it looks like Leclerc, if he's going to keep it, will be on pole. We're looking at these cars finishing up these final laps. And Leclerc got a few more segments in there to go. Lewis Hamilton having quite a bit just right now, kind of finishing up his sector 2. Stroll goes up to number 6. Who else is going to change right now? Pia and Norris are in 4 and 5, and they are going to be finishing off their lap. Sainz is about to finish off his lap. Let's see where he goes. Right now, Leclerc finishes that final one, and that will be his last one. He remains at the top right now for time being. We do have Max Verstappen with some purple sectors right there coming in. 2 out of 3 of the sectors are already purple. What is he going to do in this final sector? If he lays down a third one, he clearly will take pole position. Pia at least getting up to top 3. Will he be there at the end? It looks like he may. Norris is done. Norris does not overtake Pia, his rookie teammate. Alonso is in 5th. He will be there. Right there, Verstappen. 3 purple sectors. Get yourself some purple sectors merch. Purple sector lifestyle is the best. Lewis Hamilton in 3rd. Gets pushed out by Perez. Damn it. It was not enough in the first 2 sectors. He gets pushed out by Perez. Oh my gosh. Damn, it was not enough in that second sector that Lewis Hamilton laid down a 46.505 while Perez comes in with a 46.445, kicks him out of the top 3, but still keeps him in the top 5. George Russell right there in the 8th spot. Damn it, man. Lewis in 4th, Perez, Pia, it was good while it lasted, bro. I really thought Pia was going to be able to do it, but McLaren fall together 6th and 7th on the grid. Not a bad position. I clearly do think that Lando and Pia can work their way up to kind of battle for that 4th and that 5th. If Perez is going to keep that performance going in the race, it's going to be hard to get by the Red Bulls. And then you're going to have to watch Ferrari up there as well. Are they going to be able to do something? I think Ferrari have proven to us time and time again that they do not always make the best decisions. And with them not making the best decisions, I'm going to question them, rightfully so, if they're going to be able to hang on to that second spot with Charles. Either strategy or Charles himself may ruin that. I hope he doesn't. Oh my gosh, Mary. Walter Shaver says, I had my first honey bun in 10 years last week. Welcome back to the honey bun crew. I just saw that. I saw honey bun. OG Zilla, my tinfoil hat still on about Red Bull 1 second faster. I can't blame you for that. Alonso and Stroll joined together, coupled up in 9 and 10. Pia and Norris coupled up at 6 and 7. Russell and Hamilton, a bit of space between them, 4th and 8th. Just one car between Verstappen and Perez, 1 and 3, and a couple of cars between Leclerc and Sainz at 2 and 5. This is our grid set for Sunday's GP. This is not our grid set for the sprint. Tomorrow, we will have the sprint shootout. We will be here live for the sprint shootout, and we will see how the grid will be set for the sprint. I will be live for the sprint shootout, and I will question if I will be live for the sprint race, although I like to watch my races and come on live after maybe. But we will have a Wolves Den tomorrow after the sprint race and the sprint shootout. So Wolves, get ready for me to post that link. Also, during the break, we're going to have several guests for the Wolves Den where I bring guests in, and you get to be part of that conversation, part of the episode that also will go up on YouTube. We're going to do it a bit different because I'm tired of YouTube messing with our ability to have the experience. We will have it a closed private room. It will be VIP invite only. So if you are in the Wolves Den, if you are a Wolfpack family member, I will post the link for you to join into the audience of that live. We're going to try it a few different ways. We're going to try a couple of different platforms to see which one works best during this break. It's some time for us to update and try to test out our own platform. So we're going to try it on a couple of different platforms. After that, I'm going to ask the family members, which platform did you enjoy Wolves Den the most of when we had a guest? Whichever platform you enjoyed, because it's really more about me bringing you into the conversation. That is the platform that we will use moving forward until otherwise specified. Okay. So that is a qualifying session. That was exciting for Q1 and Q2, a little boring in Q3. Either way it goes, Max Verstappen on another pole position. Lewis Hamilton with 104 pole positions in his career, which is the record of all. Leclerc trying to improve for Ferrari in 2. Perez showing that he can do it in the RB19 in 3, and that is qualifying. I have to go pick up a cart because we got a race tomorrow. All right, peace. Wolfpack out.